Hello and welcome to today's video, which is going to be a week of workouts. Now I actually filmed this around Christmas time and this is the first chance I've had to actually compile it and put it all together. And I think I'm going to do this video a little bit differently. I think I'm going to do a voiceover on some of the clips instead of intro each workout, just because I kind of want to explain a little bit more about my thoughts behind some of my training, maybe what I'm doing in some of the clips, because my training, as you guys know, is pretty random, and also just, I guess, my general ethos around training and movement. And I think that's going to be best done by talking over some of the clips as I'm doing it and showing it. So I'm quite excited to show you what my week of workouts look like. This is a pretty typical week for me, and that basically means it's totally random. I definitely have some stuff that I'm consistently working on, such as some of my basic and fundamental Cali skills, so pull-ups, push-ups, dips, some core exercises, handstands. Those things are pretty much a mainstay in my training, and I do them around 3 times a week, but it's definitely not a hard and fast rule where I'm set on having to do 3 sessions a week. If I miss one, I'm really not that bothered, and I don't really worry about catching up or anything like that. I just kind of get back in where I'm left off. And I also do a lot of grease to groove training, which is kind of how I started calisthenics anyway. And that, in very simple terms, basically means doing something really often, but not pushing yourself to the point of failure. So maybe working at around 70%. And as a day-to-day example of that, it basically means every time I walk past my pull-up bar, I'll do a couple of chin-ups or a couple of pull-ups, or sometimes while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil, I will do some pistol squats. And I'm not working to failure, but I'm doing them very often. And over time, that really helps with building neural pathways, building strength, and building skill. But other than that, I just love movement, I love training, I love doing different things and challenging myself. But there's definitely a few things that you'll notice I do more regularly than others. So things like bouldering, you'll see a little bit of that in this week, and also training with friends as well. So the first clip that you're going to see is me training with Ollie, and I'm going to show you guys that in a second. This particular day, we actually went to a park and it was super chilly, and you'll see me telling him about my experiences trying yoga recently. Now, when I train with Ollie, what's really good is that he's really strong at strength and bar skills and really some of the calisthenics fundamentals. He's really good at them. And then he's also working on handstands, and obviously my strength is probably handstands over bar skills, well, definitely. So we can kind of help each other out. And in this particular session, because we were at the park, we had a super wide set of parallel bars, which were quite high up. They came to about here on me, and I wanted to learn how to handstand on them because Ollie could do it. So you can see me trying, but one thing that I really struggle with in terms of bouldering, certain calisthenic skills, and just generally some things, is that I have a lot of fear attached to hurting my back after my injury. Even though my injury wasn't based around an exercise or anything like that, it still worries me to put myself in a position where I might injure myself or I might hurt my back. So things like this always really scare me. And that's really similar with bouldering as well. So I always find it hard to commit to the last hold, just in case I was to fall. So in this little clip, you can see me trying to learn how to do parallel handstands. Now I can do parallel handstands on mini parallettes on the floor, no problem, but these just felt super high, and because they were so wide, it was a really unnatural grip for me. And you can see the process that I go through to essentially build up the confidence to be able to do that skill, because I know I can handstand. It's just knowing that I can safely bail out and safely do it on such a high piece of apparatus. So hopefully you'll see that in action, because that's a question I get a lot, is how do you get over the fear of falling? And honestly, it's just for me about building up slowly and making sure that you don't let it become a fear. You have to just keep trying to conquer it and prove to yourself that you will be okay if you fall, and that you'll be okay to bail out, and that you can do it safely. And then it always feels really good when you achieve it in the end. So I'm going to stop talking, and then we are going to get straight on into the clip.
And he'll just come over and he'll be like, he'll pull you into alignment. He's like, only about a foot at that time. No, you're not doing right. More. He's like, no, drop your head. Better. And he's like, this is scary. And like, people will turn up to the class like 2 minutes like after it starts, and he'll just be like, I'm sorry, you're late, you need to leave. I'm like,
So we made it to the park and Ollie is just about to do some parallel bar handstands. Let's go check it out. So I thought I'd jump in here really quickly and explain about Wednesday. So I actually ended up just going for a 5 kilometer run in the morning. I woke up super early, around 6 a.m. and I just had this craving, this happens every now and again, but this craving to go for a, well, I say run, it's just a jog, literally just a jog. The thing with this time of year is it's quite cold in England and I never really know what to wear, but this particular morning, I just woke up and I was like, I'm really craving it. I want to get my lungs working. I just feel like stretching my legs and getting it done. And what I love about running really early in the morning is that you kind of just get it out of the way and even forget that you've done it. So by the evening time, I'm like, wow, that feels like ages ago that I did that run, but my movement for the day is already done and I can just do whatever I want in the evening. So I could do nothing, or maybe I would go and do some yoga if I had a yoga class that was on at the gym or something like that. So that's what I really love about running. And I've recently gotten a bit more consistent with my running, because I kind of set myself a mini goal to be able to improve my 5K time slightly. But also there's an app called Run Buddy, and that was started by a group of men, and they reached out to me to get an opinion on their app from a female perspective, but specifically from a female beginner's perspective. And although I'm not necessarily a total beginner in running, obviously I have been in that position, but also the majority of people that I work with and that I speak to on a daily basis are going to be people in that category. And so they wanted to kind of get a little bit more of an understanding of what about their app might be good for people in that category and what might improve it. So I've been using their app to improve my 5K time and following some of their programs and generally giving them feedback and my thoughts, but that's kind of what's been spurring me on to get my running into a bit of a better and more consistent place. So I've been really enjoying that. I didn't really film anything because, I mean, running with a camera in your hand is just, I can't even imagine. I don't even understand how people do that. I don't think I would make it look good at all. But running was really, really nice, and it was a pretty chilly morning, but I had like just the right amount of clothing on because I never quite know how to dress, especially in cold weather. In hot weather it's fine, but cold weather, because if you have to stop, then you'll get really cold because you're walking. If you know, you know, but it's one of those things, it's like an eternal question I can never answer. So anyway, that was Wednesday's training. I went out for a 5 kilometers to jog in the morning, and then I was pretty much done. I don't think I did anything else for the rest of the day. So we are moving on to Thursday, and Thursday was what I would call my calisthenics fun workout. I usually get an opportunity to throw one of these in the week, and basically I just go to the gym, I take my rings or maybe a few pieces of small equipment, and I just don't really have a plan. I do whatever. So usually I try ring muscle ups, I'll do some skills on the rings, I will try some new things, I'll do lots of handstands. It's just really an opportunity to play around and see what I can do. But on this particular day, I also threw in a few leg exercises as well. So I will catch you guys in the gym.
I was a girl all alone in the corner, drinking by yourself on a Saturday night. You were the guy with your friends at the doorway, pretending that you had the time of your life. Had we met before, instant chemistry? I was so glad you came. Had we met before, laughing instantly, but it didn't feel like thunder or lightning, but something struck me when I was looking into your eyes. Wasn't love at first sight, and fire burning bright, but now I know what it was. It was like coming home. We were making our way through the town, yeah, never really wanted the night to end. And I was wishing you'd stick around, still I was thinking that we were just friends. Had we met before, instant chemistry? I was so glad you came. Had we met before, laughing instantly, but it didn't feel like thunder or lightning, but something struck me when I was looking into your eyes. Wasn't love at first sight, and fire burning bright, but now I know what it was. It was like coming home. It felt like coming home. So casually keep diving into concrete, so bittersweet, huh? Keep losing sleep while driving in the backseat. What's left of me? Drowning in
guys, that is my week of training. On Saturday, I didn't actually do anything, so I had a day off, and then as you just saw on Sunday, I did handstands. That's pretty much normal because I wake up on a Sunday and I'm like, I'm so tired, I don't really want to do anything. But the idea of just putting on some relaxing music and spending half an hour or an hour doing some handstands is so appealing. So that's usually what happens on a Sunday. So I hope that's given you a bit of an idea or an understanding of how I approach movement. Obviously it's something that I've tinkered and changed over time, and obviously it's always fluctuating as well. So I really don't have any set things that I want to do. It's just I have some general goals that I want to work on, some things I want to be able to maintain, and other than that, it's really just about the love of movement and being able to do something that I enjoy. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and maybe it's given you some ideas. Let me know your favorite type of training down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have an amazing day.